All righty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody had a lovely day. And with that being said, let's dive into some TA. All right, guys, so we did just have Goog earnings. We're actually going to start off with the Goog chart over here. We just had Goog earnings. As you can see, we're up here at 180. You closed at 171. You have a $9 gap up right now in the after hours. It's not looking bad at all. If we open up here tomorrow, you are going to see a massive green candlestick that stemmed from you literally just getting back over the weekly 9, guys. That's all you had to wait for your short-term momentum to come back into this play over here on the weekly time frame. That's all you had to wait for was, A, can we actually start getting above it? Because as you can see, you got rejection, you got rejection, you got rejection. Rejection, but then you got above it. Then you danced around it, and then you put in an inverse head and shoulders pattern. And then right before earnings, you had this breakout from the pennant, break and retest action, and then you actually closed above your neckline at 170.41. Guys, I just, I'm going to give you guys a little reminder here. You can trade the news, all right? You can, but the charts will always come first. I'm not saying there is no edge other than charts. I'm not saying that at all. You can get your edge from the news, okay? But it's going to be after the fact. You will get that edge after the fact. If you want the edge before that move actually starts up, that's where the charts come in every single time. This is a perfect example of that. All right, so I am going to be looking for more upside out of Google over here. I don't think this is a move that just gets faded. So, if we do end up pulling back here, I'm thinking we probably find buyers here. And then we, continue on there. Maybe this daily 9 winds up being up here with this massive gap up. It's only taken in the past 9 trading sessions into account. There's a chance it meets you halfway. You consolidate here, you pull back a little bit, and then you get some of that action. A chart that looks very similar to that is TSM. If anybody did take the entry with me today off of TSM, hey, I hope you're going to have a good time. I hope we have a good time over here. All right. On the weekly chart, this thing looks absolutely phenomenal. And over here in this area, you also have that weekly 9 along with this break and retest. So we probably are going to be getting buyers stepping in here, even though you got underneath that uptrend right there. All right. If you really just pull that out. Oh, what do you got? Okay. We're still above the uptrend. All right. But the larger setup here, we had this inverse head and shoulders pattern. Same thing as Google over there. And this is kind of the analog chart to Google over here, right? You had that inverse head and shoulders pattern. You're kind of down here. All-time highs is up here. You're now getting that first initial move up. Well, let's come back over to TSM. What happened over here, guys? You got that first initial move up. You pulled back, and then you rallied up to all-time highs. So coming back over here to Goog, that's where this arrow right here comes into play. I'm not saying we pull back from here. We could very well, just continue on up to new all-time highs. I have absolutely no idea how this is going to go. But we do know things most of the time do not just go straight up or straight down. So I would be looking for that pullback after that move. If you are in this thing and you held through earnings, yes, it's kind of a gamble if you're holding through earnings. It's not a bad idea at all to take profits off of the open. You're going to have premiums juiced to the freaking gills. And so what if it goes a little higher? You just nailed it. You nailed the lottery over here. All right. Well, in the end, I guess it's not really a lottery, but you're also holding through earnings options. So, hey, was it a gamble? Yeah, kind of. All right. I just personally don't like doing earnings. I just don't do them. Tesla, though. That's learned and saved my butt, and then I sold early, and then so also, hey, keep in mind I'm an idiot, and my idea here is to sell the open off this big gap up, and what happens? The contracts freaking run to like $1,500. I'm tight. I mean, I'm not really tight. I'm not really thinking about it. But you come over here to Goog. It could be, it could be a similar situation. This thing is a very bullish move we're happening here on the weekly chart, guys. I'm just saying, you're going to have a massive green candlestick, and that is going to lead to continuation. If you pull back, it's going to be this right here, and it's going to present a buying opportunity. We're going to buy the crap out of that thing. All right, that's Google over here. Now let's actually go over the indices. We're going to go over the indices first. We'll go over the FANG stocks. So we got big tech earnings going on in the FANG stocks. And then we're going to go over the semiconductors. We do have Bitcoin at the end of the video. All right, so we're going to start off. We're actually going to start off over here on QQQ. just because this is going to be the star of the show this week because we have those big tech earnings. All right, and we'll start off with the 15-minute time frame over here. Guys, what do you got? You had this little downtrend. That's kind of the same thing we just pointed out on Google, except this is the 15-minute time frame. All right, what happened this morning, guys? What happened? You literally came down, you swept the low, and then you rallied. All right, and I'll give myself a little pat on the back over here. This is it was kind of very easy to point out here, right? I'm gonna be completely honest. If you want an easy way to get a daily bias going into every single day, use this 15-minute RSI over here on Mr. VIX, and then the 15-minute RSI over there on NQ, and then along with that, just obviously use your other factors of your technical analysis to create some confluence there. All right, when you were opening with this thing right over here, it was sitting right here. It wasn't in overbought territory yet, but I was thinking we're probably going to get a little higher. Why? Because anytime you got up here, you recently went a little bit higher. So we were thinking NQ was going to be, selling off the open over here. I was thinking it comes, I took off the levels, but it was 360 down here. I got it over here. Right there. All right. Had a quick little more brief big tech earnings start today after the bell. So we will just, skip on forward over here into right there. If we see a dip, oh, we got it right there. I hold the bullish bias coming in today just because VIX's 15-minute RSI and 1-hour RSIs are already almost overbought. So I'll be holding that long bias coming into today. If we see a dip on NQ to start off the day, I will be looking for a reversal and a long setup. Going to be patient off the open though, because we could very well still get that dip. And then that dip gets bought up later in the day. What happened? All right. You actually got it getting bought up absolutely immediately. But just a cool little, little trick for you guys. If you do trade futures or, just if you're a short-term trader and you're scalping throughout the day, if you want your, daily bias to catch that move, because guys, at the end of the day, we pretty much get one of these big moves every single day. And sometimes we get two of them. I was thinking we got a bigger, sell here. What happened? It didn't want to sell any further down. You ended up holding the line down here, and you had this nice little pennant flash fallen wedge action, whatever you want to really look at this as. All right, you could draw it something like, you draw a channel, whatever it does. Okay. Point is, technical analysis pointed to this move over here. All right, so there's that. And I'm going to say, guys, NASDAQ looks absolutely freaking insane. If you think this move is just going to be faded, I think you're probably wrong. All right. I don't know what's going to happen off of these next big tech earnings. I have no idea, but I'll point out the charts today. I will. And I'm just going to say QQQ is certainly set up to go to all-time highs. There's no doubt in my mind about that one. This thing wants to launch. All right. It wants to launch with how this thing is set up. All right. So coming over to the 15-minute time frame, we're watching over here this downtrend to start off the day for a larger bullish move to start up, and then you got over a 496.49 level. What happened, guys? You went straight up to your next level, okay? You see where sellers finally stepped in over here? Right here. I cover all you need to be successful in these markets every single day for absolutely no cost to you here on this YouTube channel. Hit the bell and put these levels on your chart, and I think you're going to have a good time. I have absolutely no incentive for you guys not to have a good time. So, I know I can't control your actions and make it so you have a good time, but I could do my best over here to supply you with the information you need to have that good time. There you go. Okay. They are only on my chart because these are the things that we're, looking for reactions around. That is that. Resistance over here on QQQ. We're actually above it in the after hours by 5 cents, 5 pennies right there. 501.01. That's going to be the high over here. Above there, you have absolutely nothing until your new all-time high above 503.52. So I do think we're going to get above 503.52 potentially tomorrow with what just happened off of Goog. I can't imagine, Goog really fading here. I think Goog continues higher. I think Meta is set up to go higher. I don't think Amazon's looking too bad after what happened today. I don't think Apple's looking too bad. Honestly, things ain't looking too bad. AMD took a giant, garbage dump on us though. But I did get my fair share of warnings over there when we were talking about AMD in yesterday's live stream. What was I saying, guys? This thing is known to be a free control. All right. And if you got no reaction off the open, we could get some squeeze action going. What happened? You got a big reaction. All right. And you actually came down and undercut this low, which does lead me to believe you're going lower. All right. Oh, you didn't undercut it yet. All right. But you're right here. It does lead me to believe you're going to undercut this low. And then we're going to test this 0.618 fib, which is right around our 148.01 support down here. All right. Henry, let's stay on track. Let's go back over to the indices. Okay. So QQQ, we covered resistance 501.01 and then 503.52. Above there, we got the 505 psych level, and then 510 is up next. Not saying we're going to get up to 510, but you know, above 503.52, you're probably just going to use those psych levels as magnets. There you go. What is your support? We're going to come down to the 15-minute time frame for this one. We're going to take off extended hours because we only care about what the active market participants are doing, which that is, you know, intraday trading. That is when you have this RTH. I know you guys can't see it, but it says RTH. I use regular trading hours for, you know, pretty much all of my technical analysis, because that's when you don't have all the trickery moves. That's when you have the algos in full effect. They're pumping out, and that's when you're going to have the best reactions. So that's how you know, like, you know, there you go. Okay. And, you know, you actually could just take that and see over there. But right here, guys, we have support being 499.95 down here. This is a little break and retest level down there. Underneath there, you have 498.83 and then 496.49. That's all I'm going to cover on the downside, because I don't think we're going to have a 1.5% move down tomorrow, which means we have no reason to clutter our minds with it. All right. So now I'm just going to say, before we go on to that SPY chart, this QQQ chart does suggest we have more upside. We knew this was going to be the star of the show this week. We didn't know what was going to happen over here coming into this week. But, you know, we did definitely point out how we thought things were looking. I maintained that bullish bias. I was saying it's time to be a little cautious. Now I'm saying I think things are about to heat up a little bit more. All right. Speaking of heating up a little bit more, your boy was a freaking pussy right at the bottom today. Complete pussy. I was tight about this, and you know, I shouldn't even be too tight about it. All right, because we're participating with chips over here on TSM, but you know, you see AVGO was the star of the freaking show over today on the chip sector, and what happened? Your boy sold right here. The thing skyrocketed. All right, I'm just looking at it, I'm like, this thing is either about to bounce or it's going to turn real sour. All right, I see rejection, and then I see you start coming down. I'm like, this thing's going to take out this low and come down over here. So yeah, we cut right there at the right around the low. I looked at the contract later in the day. I was like, oh my God, I cut right near the low. That was so bad. So bad. It is never a good thing when that happens. But you know, it is part of the game, and these things will happen. It is what it is. But you know, with that being said, guys, now I'm going to say this thing's going to absolutely freaking rip with what just happened today. Guys, I think this move probably just started, and you know, 100% speculation here because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't have a crystal ball. But what we do definitely know is that edge thing I was just talking about. I don't know what move is going to happen here. I don't know what news is going to influence the price going up like, you know, crazy. But hey, you never broke out to a new all-time like you did. You didn't get a new weekly, you know, closing high. And I'm just going to say, this is all one giant break and retest off the ugly double bottom neckline right here. This is representative in our zone right here, as well as our 172.42 level. And then you also had the weekly 9. We definitely pointed out how the daily chart was looking ugly in the weekly update. And then the weekly chart over here was right at the spot where buyers are going to step in if they are going to step in. You did end up seeing the buyer step, and I think a new all-time high is coming over here on AVGO, and that would be a move above this 185.16 level. The actual all-time high, though, that was set over here on this day is 186.42. So I do think that is coming. I'm going to take off the chart. It's not too important to us. Actually, we're going to take off this one because it's not being respected. It didn't matter if you got the daily close above it. You got sucked right back down, all right? So now we're just going to be watching, 186.42 over here on AVGO. Stay on track, Kenny. Let's get back over here to SPY, okay? So we went over QQQ. Things are looking pretty freaking fine. Mighty fine, all right? And what do you got over here on SPY? Golden Pocket, the Golden Pocket, baby. That's what we got going on SPY. You love to freaking see it. I love to see it because, you know, this is one of the main, components of my TA every single day. All right, it is part of my system, and it's only there because it is useful, guys. I don't talk about anything that I don't find myself in my own trading very useful. There's absolutely no reason for us to do so. And I'm just going to say, guys, I think this thing's about to break up. I do. That I do. You were above the 9. You had your chance here to lose the 9. What happened? You got bought up by the end of the day. If you gap up and open tomorrow near today's high, yeah, I think you probably get, a gap and go there. I think that's what this is setting up to. I think, SPY probably starts pushing up to all-time highs. What do we got on QQ? That starts pushing up to all-time highs. They're both about 1% away from all-time highs at this current point in time. Oh, SPY's, from closing basis, yeah, we're less than 1% from all-time highs. What do you got on QQ? I know we got a lot of lines, guys. I know. We're going to clean up this chart real quick here. What if it comes back down? We'll do more TA if it comes back down. No worries, guys. No worries. All right. And, speaking of that AVGO chart I just showed, weekly time frame, this is the same exact setup. All right. Ugly double bottom right there. You got a low. You got the top of this little move. That represents your neckline over here. You got a little W action. What happens? You technically had your break and retest right there. Again, price supported by your weekly 9 as well. But what happened? You came almost to an all-time high and really had your, pullback here. And you found buyers exactly at that weekly 9 in our spot. All right. Like to the penny. Not to the penny, but, pretty close there. The low of week was 485.05. And we're talking 485.54. So that's what I was saying before, guys. These levels, I'm only putting them on your radar because they're going to be respected. Well, I'm actually, when I go through all this is kind of me just doing my own technical analysis with everyone watching. But, I only care to share what works with you guys. I really have no incentive to do anything other than that. So I hope you guys see that. I do try. And, I will keep up the good effort. We will say. I can't say the good work will always be there because I don't know how my work's going to turn out. But, I will always put effort behind the work. And hopefully it turns out good all the time. All right, there we go, guys. So over here, support tomorrow is going to be 482.71. It's as long as you're gapping up here, right? Technically, it's resistance, with intraday action, but we're gapping up above it. So we'll use this support right now. 482.71, 481.71, and 580.60. That's what we're paying attention to. If you lose here, that's not a good look. You lose here, all right? You got the daily 9 here. What I just pointed out was, bullish about us losing it and then regaining it by the end of the day. That's invalidated if you get underneath it, all right? It's going to be right around 580.60 tomorrow. So if you lose 580.60, we're watching for more downside, guys, all right? So underneath 580.60, we got 578.54 and then 576.57, and then of course, we have buyers that stepped in over here. But if that doesn't hold at 574.71, we're going to finally test this 0.618 fib at 573.25. All right. Which, if you come down here, you're probably not just going to sweep this low, test this, and, bounce right back. You're probably going to dance around in this little area right here in the golden pocket, something we like to call the golden pocket, which is just the 0.786 fib right here and the 0.618 fib. And then if you want to, customize my own stuff, if you want to have things looking like my charts, this is exactly how you're going to do it. All right. Exactly how you're going to do it. Guys, I'm also just going to take the time right now. Thank you, John. I don't know if John watches these videos, but I appreciate you. I appreciate having a friend in the trading space over there on Twitter. I don't have any trading friends. I really don't. I don't have anyone in my personal life who trades. No one knows the struggle. No one knows the greatness of trading. No one knows, just the reality of the world of trading. No one understands that these markets are functioning every single day. And, most people don't know about them, which I think is crazy. But I also completely understand because unless you pursue it, pursue the same journey. We all have different paths, but, we are all on the same journey of, discovering these markets and, utilizing these, take your own money out of the market. Unless you go and really discover that it's a self-discovery path, unless you're going down it, you have absolutely no idea this world exists. All right. So I appreciate you, John. I appreciate the shout out over on Twitter. We got like 300 something people within like an hour. New followers over there on Twitter. I was like, what is happening? And then I saw John post it. I was like, oh, my man. So I appreciate you. I don't know if you actually watch these videos, but it is out there if you do. All All right, resistance over here on SPY, guys. You're watching this 0.786 fib right there. So that's just taken from this swing high right there down to the swing low that was created today. You can see that clearly on the hourly time frame. All right, from here down to there. So you're currently finding sellers in this golden pocket. You're finding them right around our 582.71 level right there. So there's a high from over there. If you can get above 583.20, we're going to call it, that's above the 0.786 fib, you're probably going to start heading up towards 584.50. Now, I just want to say, I didn't want to post a picture because you can't really draw a clear neckline. Someone's going to call me an idiot, which that's fine. All right. But I just kind of want to show you guys later instead of on Twitter. But if you guys aren't already following the Twitter, guys, I will be posting charts every day over there. So go check that out. Link is going to be down below. And then if you want to just come trade futures and options with me, that will also be down below. I'm more of, just to let you guys know, I'm more of an option swing trader, and then I scalp futures every day. So there you go. There's plenty of actionable insights every single day if you are a futures trader or an options trader or just any trader. All right. Right here, though. You got a clear as day inverse head and shoulders neckline. I know we didn't really connect them, but you got that touch point, you got that touch point, you got that guy, and that guy. All right. You break above this whole ugly mess we got going right here. This thing goes like that. So, you know, what is right here, right above our ugly mess? 0.786 fib. So this is what I was saying earlier about confluence, guys. You know, use the other components of your technical analysis with these golden pockets. Well, that was exactly what I was just demonstrating right there. You get above the 0.786 fib here at 583.20. You're probably going to start moving towards the new all-time high. All right. So, you know, larger structure is definitely an inverse head and shoulders we got going on here. If you can't clearly see that, I got you. Don't worry. I know it's a little sloppy. You got a head down there. You have your shoulder right there. And there you go. I know it's pretty sloppy, but you know, in reality, it's something like that. All right, and get above here, you're probably starting that move. So that's really what I'm pointing to there. So yeah, resistance on SPY, guys. Get above 583.20, 584.50 is up next, and then 586.12. And then from there, we're gonna have that 590 psych level. And then, guys, I'm gonna be honest, I think 600 is gonna be tested. It's just that psychological level that, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's not on everyone's mind, but you know, certainly there's going to be a lot of people calling for it, and it's probably going to become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, let's just go back to when we were at 500. How did that go? All right, when we were really, yeah, we overshot it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, it was over here, and then you gapped up through this doubt. I remember this. You know, you had a lot of people thinking, oh, it's not going to happen. Too many people are looking for it. Guys, when too many people are looking for it, yeah, sometimes it takes more time to see these things play out. But when we're talking about a big psychological level like that, it usually gets tested. All right. Like 525 is right here. It's right above. Didn't test it exactly. All right. But what happened? You overshot. Let's just pretend this is 600, all right? It's 500, but let's just pretend we're going to overshoot 600. We're going to pull back, and everyone's going to be like, oh, that was it. That was it. And then, boom, you get a gap up through doubt. So that's what I'm saying. You know, it's going to act as a magnet. That's what I'm getting at. So that's what we're paying attention to over here on SPY on the upside as support. What do we have, guys? What do we have? We're going to have 581.71. I mean, technically 582.71. And then 581.71, and then 580.60, 578.54. I don't think we're getting back down here, guys. I really don't. Just to be clear on that. All right, IWM. Dude, you keep having me in the first half. I don't know. Honestly, this thing's bipolar right now. I don't know what it's gonna do. Like I can point to what I think it's gonna do. All right, but like, you know, in reality, the thing is, it's going all over the place. I'm gonna point out why I think this thing is, you know, probably going to begin to move to the upside over here. All right, so first things first, you bounce right off of the weekly 9. Second thing second, I don't have it on the chart, but this is the 0.786 fib, literally right there, spot on, exact. It is literally, well, not exact, but you know, it's right there. Okay, so you held that, you bounce back. So if it's going to just be a retracement, we typically see buyers at least step in the golden pocket. All right, usually around the 50% retracement. Or, well, 38% retracement, 50% retracement, and then the golden pocket. That's your last resort. That's what I use it as. But, you know, Those other fib levels are, also respected. I just don't like cluttering my charts with them. But yeah, guys, so you held that. You got above this daily 9 moving average over here. I understand you could just dance around it for a little while, but the fact that, you keep getting your chance to sell here and you're not. All right. Like you had a really ugly look right here and you gapped up and went. All right. You had a gap and go and you had a 1.6% day. You had a big gap down to the below of that, yesterday's candlestick, right? You would expect sellers to have some continuation of the downside after that. Any buyers underwater. The buyers have incentive to close out. Like, let me just, take my loss, and that's going to shove price further down. All right. So I'm just saying, sellers got their shot today, and they didn't sell you. They didn't sell you. That's like the same exact thing I was talking over here on SPY's chart. I know we got a lot of crap over here. All right. That's why I focus on the hourly and the 15-minute time frame. And then intraday, we're talking mostly on NQ and ES. But yeah, 5-minute and then 2-minute over there. I love the 15-minute. But, same look over here where you had your chance. You had your second chance and you didn't take it. That does suggest we probably are seeing buyers regain control here. That's just, my opinion on looking at this. All right. It's all speculation over here. Just my opinion on this channel. But that's what I'm reading the psychology as is you had your second shot over here and you did not take it. Like you technically had a third shot. Okay. You have one just to sell right here. You're at the golden pocket. You had buyers stepping in. You test the daily 9. There was your second shot after here. Okay. And then you get this big move. You have another shot for a whole trap day right here. And then you can, really sell here. So that's technically like the third failure from sellers over here on this chart. I'm thinking we're going to be seeing some upside over here. All right. So support, it's going to be 221.04, 219.98, 218.53, and then 217.37. I don't think we're coming back down here, these lower supports, though. Maybe here we're going to test again. I don't think sellers are going to get another shot here. I think we're probably about to start moving. On the upside is resistance. We have 221.97, 222.60. And then, as you could see, we have a big fat red bar, and then you had a gap up over here. This is very thin. All right. If we put a volume profile on, I'm not going to put it on right now, but I imagine we don't get much volume here. This could happen quick. All right. We could above 220.60. You could see a quick move up to 224.90. That is a whole percent move. All right. There you go. Moving over here to DIA. This is one that I'm going to say looks butt ugly. All right. And this is just your friendly reminder that the indices do not all trade the same. SPY and QQQ typically move together because, the larger components there are, pretty similar. Yeah, a lot of the same components there. So, they'll have similar factors or influence them, or similar components influence them. They're the words we're looking for. But over here on the Dow, guys, the Dow does not have that. And IWM, that is the small caps. Okay, so they definitely move different from SPY and QQQ. DIA looks butt freaking ugly right now. You rejected the daily 9 over here for the second time in a row. That is not a good look. If you take out this low right here, you're probably revisiting here, but you're probably going to break and retest off of 416.55. So underneath 420.39, we do have room all the way down here. Now you are getting a decent sized gap up here. In the after, well, it's not decent size. It's 50 cents. It's not decent at all. I don't know how you're going to open over here tomorrow. If you open up somewhere over here, I imagine you're probably going to at least test this daily 9 again. But, this thing looks pretty ugly to me, guys. It looks pretty ugly. Take out 420.39. I think we do see this. Just follow the yellow brick road here. Follow the arrow. Oh, I got to let the dogs in. It's dark out now. We're in this video. It gets so freaking dark out so quick. All right. Moving over here to Mr. VIX. What do we got going, guys? What do we got going? VIX. A whole lot of absolutely nothing. Troll City. All right. Which I'm going to say, well, like with what's going on here, with how QQ's looking and SPY's looking, and you got VIX over here looking like this, I think VIX is about to crush. I think we're about to see VIX come back down here, this 18 level down there. I think we actually see a crush. All right. I think it's finally about to start. So we will see what happens here. But, not too much to say on VIX, but I will definitely remind everyone what I said earlier. If you want a daily bias every single day and you are a NASDAQ trader, I'll tell you what works for me. 15-minute RSI over on VIX. If you see this thing overbought and the other one is oversold, you can sell a little in the morning on NASDAQ, but you probably are going to be getting that bullish move. That the meat of the day's move is going to be to the upside. That's the point of the daily bias. If you see this thing oversold like this. All right. Do you see the time right there? Friday, 9:40. Okay. Do you see that? It's oversold, like heavily oversold. Well, do you want to come over to NQ on Friday? How are we looking, guys? How are we looking? Where the heck is Friday? All right. 9:30. You're up here in the freaking sky doing this. Of course, you got the bearish bias. All you have to do is start looking for a break of structure. All right, which, you know, on the 15-minute time frame, I would have called right here. You broke under here. You just had your first lower high, followed by the lower low. This thing's going kapooey. All right, so that's that. But, you know, if you really want to refine things, I would have came down to the 2-minute time frame, and it would have been right over here. I remember it because I was there. So, you know, just your little tip there. There's your daily bias. That is where it can easily come from. And I think you're going to have a good time. So have fun with it. There you go.
That was easy.
All right. Let's go over these things. Let's go over the big boys. Tessie. All right, guys. Tesla. It is pulling back. I'm not saying it's just going to get bought up, but I am definitely going to say this is a nice weekly candlestick over here. I do think we're going to begin some more upside here in the short term. I do. All right. Whether this pullback comes all the way over here this weekly 9 or not. All right. I don't think we're coming back down here. I think it's probably going to get bought up in between our 250.96 support right there on the daily time frame. All right. Or you come somewhere around here. Okay. You come maybe down to that, you know, gap support right there. 242.65. You can have this weekly 9 right over here. I think it will support price. That's what I'm looking for. All right. Regardless, you made the higher high over here. We don't expect you to just come down and, you know, take out that low. You have a higher high, followed by a higher low into a higher high. We're expecting higher prices. The dip shall be bought, ladies and gents. The dip shall be bought. All right, so look for higher prices. Support is 250.96 and 242.65. Resistance 264.86 and then 271. Get over 271, you probably are going to come test this 289.52 gap over here on the daily time frame. All right, and then you're going to probably test that 299.29 high and then that 300. All amazing. All right, all glorious psychological level. Apple. All right. This is one of these things that's set up to go both ways. All right. Like, you know, I'm not going to say this, like we all can look at this rising wedge here. Okay. All can look at the rising wedge. The thing clear is that, which actually I'm going to come over here to SPY. I forgot to point this out. You clear as day do have this rising wedge that you just broke down from. And so that's something. I actually saw this on Twitter this morning. I saw TrendSpider, whatever, posted the inverse chart of this, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that thing is ugly. That thing is ugly." There's that, but you know, I'm gonna say overall, NASDAQ's looking great. You know, SPY's not looking too bad over here if we just exclude that. I know it's a little, you know, messy over there, but we also just went over it in detail on the smaller time frame, so you know what it means. Okay. Break under this trend line, you're coming down here. Break above 237.23, you're going up there to 250. And like it's really as simple as that. It is set up to go either way here. Earnings is very likely going to be bringing us a gap kind of move over here, just like we just saw on Goog. So guys, all right, it's not much to talk about over here on Mr. Apple. There's really not. But I will remind everyone, weekly chart, it's definitely getting tight up here. I was thinking before I saw this rising wedge this morning, I was thinking, hey, this thing looks like, you know, I'm still going to say it. I'm leaning on the bull side over here. You're just kind of consolidating above the weekly 9 over here. You know, we can start a massive move down here off a big gap down, but you're going to need a big gap down to do so. All right. And then you got to take down 227.76. And underneath there, you probably just start testing these lower levels at 221.33 and then 213.92. So that's Apple. Microsoft, guys, we do have earnings tomorrow after the bell. So this is going to be kind of crazy. We got Apple over on Thursday. We got Microsoft tomorrow after the bell. And I'm just going to say the thing looks like it's ready to rip. All right. It is ready to freaking rip. Not saying it's going to rip, but the charts are certainly set up in one direction over the other. We were pointing out yesterday that you still haven't gotten your breakout over here from this, you know, pennant. What happened today? You had your daily 9 test. You found buyers right off of 426.10 support. And then you got bought up and you went to a new high. And now you're gapping up in the after hours. This thing's coming up here. And I actually pointed this out over on Twitter on the line chart. 2 scenarios here. One went like this, where you didn't, you made a lower high over here, an equivalent high, double top, and you come down and sell. The other one was you make this higher high here, and then you open yourself up to this kind of scenario right there. All right, where you can get above here, maybe find buyers off there. Regardless, you're going to make the higher high. You're going to have a higher low, and then over here, if you take out that high, you have a higher high. The trend is going to be up. Dips are buying opportunities from that point forward. There you go. All right, so that's Microsoft, guys. 435.30 is resistance, but you are already above it in the after hours, so that will be support tomorrow. And then from there, guys, you're really just going to be watching this area right over here around 440. All right, I want to kind of just have that 440 cycle. Yeah, we'll keep it right there. That's Microsoft. Goog, guys, we already did go over that at the start of the video. These are the two paths I am going to be watching for on Goog. If we get this path, I will be looking to buy either here or here. I don't think you're coming back down here. That wouldn't be the greatest sign of strength over here to see a massive gap up. Just come back down to the source of it. I think we probably will see this daily 9 play catch up, and I think it's going to meet you halfway somewhere around here in the end. All right. So, those are the two paths I have on Goog. Get above 184, we're going to call it. All right. So it's actually 183.65, but get above 184 to play it safe. And you're probably going to make your way towards 193.30. So that's something you could participate in the short term if you see that signal. All right. Meta. How we looking, guys? Also, earnings tomorrow after the bell. It is looking bullish. I shared my thoughts on this one. Weekly chart. I shared it in the live stream yesterday. And the only ones out of these stocks that I was saying, like, we have the long bias for is going to be Goog and then Meta. All right. Why Meta? Because Meta's weekly time frame is freaking so bullish. It's crazy. Okay. You came down, tested the weekly 9, and now you're resuming this move. I was originally looking, I forgot what the target was. Okay, I did. But I think it was like 640 or 650. I think this thing is about to have a big boy boom, boom move. Okay, to the upside. Just saying. That is what I'm going to be looking for. I'm not playing it, so I'm not participating in the move. But I will track this price action for you guys, and there will be that. I told you guys earlier, I don't like playing these earnings. I don't. Because, the charts are one way. But I've seen it before where you just have demolished. Like I told you, AMD's a troll. And I pointed out how bullish the chart was looking into today. What happened? You had a really big move today. And you're like, oh, this thing's definitely getting bought up because someone knows the news about to come out. It's about to come out bullish. What happened? You get slammed down freaking $12 out of nowhere. You engulf. You're going to have one massive gap. Okay, if we had an after hours daily candle over here, you'd have one massive bearish engulfing candlestick that engulfs all this pricing. That is so ugly. All right, so some of these tickers, like, I'll point them out as we come. All right, we get earnings seasons 4 times a year. I'll point them out. I know at this point, at least the ones that we track, which ones are troll and which ones are not. NVIDIA is not really troll. AMD over here, absolute freaking troll. Okay, MU, also a freaking troll. SMCI, also a troll. Speaking of SMCI, not looking too bad over here. All right, but coming back over here to Goog. No, not Goog. We're on Meta now. Support down here, I don't think we really got to talk about it. Technical analysis really doesn't matter right now. All right, like specific levels, I don't think matter right now. I think you're about to get a bullish move, bullish reaction to that earnings event. But support is 583.04, resistance 602.95. Above 602.95, you have the 605 and 610 psych levels. That's that. I do think, though, there is a chance that we do see, like, anywhere from 620 to 650 tomorrow off of earnings. Amazon, what do you got, guys? What do you got? Weekly chart, guys. We'll actually start there. It is looking bullish. It is the same thing as Goog, where you got rejection, and then you got above it. And now you retest. You've had success. Okay, so you have buyers stepping in, buyers stepping in, buyers stepping in, buyers stepping in. The thing looks like it wants to move. It's just kind of getting real tight and consolidating before that move. I was, keeping the stance that before earnings, I don't see a lot of upside over here. I don't see the point in playing because, premiums are just so pumped. At the end of the day, you still probably made money if you're holding these things long. The thing is having a $3.50 move up, no, $3 move up in the after hours here, and you're above the 0.786 fib, guys. I'm going to say Amazon equals bullish going into earnings. I'm leaning towards a move to all-time highs above 201. Yes, the ever so great Bezos sell wall. I think it's going to be demolished. All right. I don't know. Again, earnings. But, the thing doesn't really look bearish to me heading into this event. And then if you hold this and open up here, you're going to get above that 0.786 fib intraday. And at that point, I think you're having 100% retracement. You're coming up to 195.37. But at the end of the day, you have earnings Thursday just with Apple, just like Apple. And, you know, that's going to be bringing the move over here. So we don't have too much to talk about. If it does pull back, get a massive pullback here, you are going to be watching this high from over here last Tuesday. That is going to be 191.52, and the high of day today was 191.46. So this certainly is going to be an area right here around this 191.50 level. If tested, that will be respected. All right, so that is what I'm going to be paying attention to over here on Amazon. I'll actually just put an alert just in case it starts coming back down there. Am I going to touch it? No, this is not one. No. I get trolled on earnings. All right. Sometimes, like I said, like, you know, I get eager to pull them on the trolls. Okay. Tesla's a troll. Just letting you know, Tesla's a troll. Tesla's a troll right over here. You were in the absolute perfect spot to get bought up. I will not deny. Okay. I will not deny. You're sitting right there. You're looking really freaking pretty. Golden pocket 0.618 test right before. But, you know, does it look like it's going to bounce back and have this move? Not even freaking close. Well, what happened? We held through the troll, and the troll helped us this one time. But, you know, I've only really ever been trolled on Tesla over here through earnings. And, yeah, I mean, I could just point to, like, a lot of troll situations over here off these earnings. All right, where the chart just looks absolutely insane. Oh, fresh breakout from the massive downtrend. Okay, what happens? Earnings sucks it back into the downtrend. Troll. All right, moving on, though. Moving on. All right, SMH chips, guys, looking bullish. I'm really liking these chips, and I'm going to speed this video up so I can go let my dogs in. But, you know, right over here, guys, you got above our supply zone. Same look, guys. You're consolidating above that weekly 9. You have this ugly double bottom look to you. You're kind of just sitting right here, consolidating the neckline. I like this a lot. You know, I was saying until we could get over the zone, I expect sellers there, but now we're over the zone, and I'm going to say it's not looking too shabby. And with how, you know, some of these chip names are looking, I think we could be you know, be seeing some upside over here. NVIDIA did pull back to the daily 9 over here. You're either going to get this being a local bottom before shooting up to new high, or you're going to see it fail. We're going to, you know, come down, take out, you know, today's low here. We'll just mark that, take out 138.90, and you can look for a move down to 136.15, and then potentially 131. But, you know, I'm just going to say they don't look too bad to me. AMD is a piece of garbage right now. You gap down. I think you're probably going to come down and test 148. Just my opinion there. All right. Am I going to play it? No. No. Even if it gets down, I ain't long in the thing. You just had a terrible earnings reaction. I played this game over here before, and I feel like I never have a good time. It's same situation as what I just described in Tesla. AMD and Tesla have not been good to me over the years. I haven't been good to myself with these tickers. That's what I should say. I have not put myself in the best situation with these because I know these patterns. All right. And, you know, take away the earnings. Yeah, the thing likes to move nice. All right. You get earnings. The thing does not like to respect what, you know, how it's looking. All right. So we're not going to spend too much time over there on AMD, but 148. AVGO, guys, weekly chart. This was the retest. All right. This was the break and retest neckline right here from this ugly double bottom. You pull back to it, pull back to that weekly 9, 2 weeks in a row. You found buyers right exactly there. And now it does look like after today's, you know, big fat green dildo looking candlestick, it does look like we're probably about to run back up the high. Take out 180.25, get above 180.25 resistance. We have a straight shot up to 186.42, and that is going to be a new all-time high above that level. All right. It's looking mighty fine over here on the daily chart. It's looking mighty fine over here on the weekly chart. This thing's about to make moves. And from that point, guys, I'm just going to say, all right, let's look at this. We'll use the shorter leg here to the neckline, $37 move from right here. Well, that brings us, we'll just say 205 target over here on AVGO. I think that move is about to be starting. Make some money if you want. There you go. All right. ARM. I did point out yesterday, hey, we're not going to get bullish right here. If you can get above 152.22, that is when you probably get a straight shot up to 158.80 because you don't really have anything in between here. All right. You didn't have a lot of price action going on. You just, you know, you could see. All right. But, I was taking the cautious stance over here. You were kind of retesting that uptrend right there, and you have the daily 9 sitting right there. We didn't know what was going to happen here. But, if you're an intraday trader, your opportunity came when 152.22 was taken out. And that is when you really started your impulsive move there, right here. All right, guys, right there. There you go. It's looking mighty fine. Mighty fine. All right. And now, guys, I think ARB's probably going to continue higher, right? You're getting a slight gap down over here in the after hours, down like $2 just about. But get above 158.80. You're probably going to test this high over there at 164.16. And I have to imagine, guys, this time around, you're probably not going to get sellers. So you're probably going to take out this 0.786 fib. All right. So I'm going to be looking for this. Or, you know what? I've seen ARM's moves, and it doesn't get that big of pullbacks once it really gets going. We're going to be looking for this. All right. We're looking for that. Where we are looking for. Yeah, I guess we'll say that. We'll say that. All right. You get rejection right here at 164.16. We're going to be looking for you to take out 158.80 and then come back down and revisit this area. The daily 9 will be right over here. So that is going to, be a magnet. That's why I point to over there. All right. But get above there. All right. Test 169. And I think you get bought up in the short term on this pullback, and you probably go like that. And then the third scenario is you just rip faces. All right, so that's ARM. MU, guys, what do we got over here? Consolidation. I'm not really going to spend time on here. Support is 104.59, and then resistance 111. That is all you have to worry about. SMCI, how are we looking over here, guys? You're getting ready to break up. You got your inverse head and shoulders pattern. You didn't come as deep as I wanted to get you. I'll just say right here, it does look like you're about to break above 50.10, and then you have a straight shot up here to 55 beans. TSM, break and retest action going on over here. I really like it. I took it today, and I'm just going to say, I think people are going to have a good time. All right. You had a real bullish move over here. This, pullback is probably going to end up being a buying opportunity like that, or a buying opportunity like that. All right. And maybe it just pulls back, retests it just like we got right over here, comes up. You get, a little move here, $10 move. That's enough for me. All right. And then boom, it trolls you, comes down, and then swings right back up. Maybe that happens, but what would that look like? That would look like us getting that $10 move up here, coming up to around 205, and then getting slammed back down over here into this weekly 9, where we probably then get bought up. All right, so opportunities are calling over here on this TSM chart. It is up to you to take it if you would like. But I really like the look of this thing, and you also do have the daily 21 EMA over here, right under where price bounced today. So, get some bullish action. This is actually going to get dragged up, and you're going to see it kind of test that candle. All right. Bitcoin. Guys, Bitcoin, a new all-time high tonight, probably. All right. We pointed out I was uber bullish. I was uber bullish once we started yesterday's move. And then what happened with the miners today, guys? They didn't freaking move with me. They did. Oh, they made me so sad today. I will not deny. I will not deny. I was watching that CLSK chart. I was just like, fucking move. Do it. Poke it with a stick. Do it. What happened? All right. Bitcoin goes up to new high. CLSK makes a lower high and starts just selling. CLSK and Mara get no upside pressure from Bitcoin. They don't participate in the rally, but they get all of the selling pressure. You little jackwagons. Oh my God. All right. Oh my God. That's all I could say there. What the heck? Nonetheless, guys, new all-time highs, definitely incoming over here on Bitcoin. It's very safe to say. I made the early call. I'm just going to remind everyone, we made the early call saying that this pullback was just going to be buying opportunity. And then I gave you exactly where we were looking for buyers to step in. If they didn't step in right here, we're going to be looking for them down here. What happened? They held the break and retest at 66.5K, and you had a nice long opportunity there if you decided to take it. Now, in the miners, guys, they decided to front run it. Okay, so I think that's kind of what's happening over here. The crypto stocks, the Bitcoin stocks, I call them the miners. Not all of them are actual miners, but the crypto stocks. If you hear me say miners, I'm talking about all of them. Coin, MSTR, Mara, CLSK, Riot, Hut. Those guys are miners, but they're not all miners. You tested the 0.618 fib today. All right, and now it looks like you can pull back, but I'm just gonna say Bitcoin at all-time high. All right, Bitcoin at all-time high. Coins start freaking coming up here. That's what I'm thinking is going to be happening. I know it's taking its dear sweet time. I went and checked on the short interest. I don't pay for Ortex. I'm not going to pay for the monthly subscription just so I could see the short interest on this. But I did see on Fintel, whatever the freak it was, just on Google there, you have 20% on Mara and then 28% or whatever it was in CLSK. These things can move. All right. So coin over here doesn't have that short interest, but it is going to be a big market participant on, Bitcoin's moves, like all of them, no matter what, just like MSTR has been doing. So I'm expecting coin to start pushing. All right. It makes no sense that coin's still down here and the highs up here and then Bitcoin's all-time highs is being tested right now. Just don't make sense to me. MSTR, what do you got over here, guys? New highs. Okay. You can pull back. Pullback is just going to be another buying opportunity until proven otherwise. Get that, though. I think it's a major buying opportunity, but you also have earnings after the bell tomorrow. I think this thing's probably going to 300. I can't imagine a Bitcoin at all-time high, and this guy doesn't hype the living crap out of that earnings call. I think this thing's going to be making some moves. Mara. All right, so let's talk about the things that, I want to talk about here. Mara and CLSK. That's what I wanted to play this Bitcoin rally with. Little did I know. All right. They were going to be the laggards behind MSTR. And then also when Bitcoin shooting up to all-time highs and it was a freaking 5% day, 3-something K day, it does absolutely nothing. Do you see how it says zero up here? You closed absolutely flat on the day as Bitcoin ran to a new all-time high. What is that? Like, it didn't test the new all-time high yet, but it's probably going to tonight. It got, within like $300 of it. What the heck is happening? I have no idea, all right? But I'll tell you, the move hasn't actually happened over here on the miners. I think we're going to get a lot of FOMO at some point. I don't know if it's going to be this week or next week. I'm assuming we're going to, begin some upside into this week. I think 2083 over here. That's the first level that I'm watching for over there. All right. And then above there, $22. That is what I'm paying attention to. You did get sellers stepping in right off that 1991 level today. High was 1994. TSLA, this is the little baby right over here. I didn't like how today's candlestick closed. I really didn't like that at all. I don't know why. I can't explain it, guys. I have no idea why these things decided not to move at all. You'd think these things would have 20 to 30% days with Bitcoin shooting up to a new all-time high. Yeah, why it didn't happen, I really can't tell you guys. I don't know any more than you do. All right. What I can point out is you still have this little flag action. You're coming back and kind of retesting it. And the fact that Bitcoin is sitting up there. All right. I'm assuming these things are going to catch a bid at some point, and I'm assuming, all right, there were so many freaking people willing to buy it in this range above $15 that I think the $15 level is going to act as a magnet. I think there's not a chance where Bitcoin shoots up to a new all-time high and we don't see CLSK within the next 1 to 2 weeks push up here to $15. That's what I'm saying. All right. So if you're wondering my thoughts on that, I think 2 questions on Twitter. I actually got a few of them on CLSK. I was really bullish on Bitcoin going into today. All right. It was the focus. What happened? We nailed the Bitcoin move. What did we not nail? CLSK and Mara move. They didn't freaking go. They didn't go. I can't say nothing about it. All right. But weekly charts, they still look good. You come over here tomorrow. You're kind of just consolidating right over here above your short-term moving averages like that. CLSK, it is the same exact look. All right. So I do like how these things are looking. Maybe they just take some time to play some catch up. I really have no idea. But I'm looking for a move up to 15 and then 1575. All right, guys, that is what I got for you today. I'm going to, here's your friendly reminder that dips over here on Oklo were buying opportunities. I did also, I remind you guys of this, $25 to $30 incoming. We've been covering this literally the whole since over here around, $9-10 over here. I think it was right around 10 we started talking about it. Or was it over here? No, I think it was right over here. It might have been here, but I'm pretty sure it was somewhere over here. All right. And, the thing is shot up. I still think it's going to see more upside here. The weekly chart is looking absolutely freaking, what the heck is this? All right. So I do think more further upside is coming. If you get a big dip over here, I am certainly looking to take advantage of it. Obviously you're going to be playing like a lotto size position and you are going to be, you could take a full size. I'll probably take the full size. But at the end of the day, you do know this thing is kind of just moving off momentum here. All right. I'm going to use these dips as buying opportunities over here. But I'm not buying these short, these little small dips over here. I'm not. All right. I want to see a big boy. Let's see big boy. Come give me 16 to 18 bucks again. There we go. All right, guys. So that is what I have for you today. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Love over here. Pullback, equal buying opportunity. Above 30.93. You have nothing until 35 bucks. You probably make that move pretty quick. There's a 10% move. All right. There's a little trade I did throw in there for you. And with that being said, I will catch y'all in the next one. I appreciate you guys. And peace.